Alright, here I'll be taking on the Owlbears. I take them on a little bit early, just right at level 5. 4 levels Bladesinger, 1 level Rogue. Owlbears can be very dangerous when you're playing solo. And I don't have any crit immunity here. I was rewatching the video just now, and there is a moment when honestly, if I had gotten hit with an unlucky crit, it could have killed me. So might have been a little overambitious to take this fight when I did, but I wanted to because throwing, there's some nice spots to throw here, and it just does a lot of damage. And I happen to have a scroll of Conjure Minor Elemental, and I figured with 2 ice mephits and then the 2 absolute cultists helping me, there'd be enough kind of other bodies to soak up blows that I figured I would have enough to tank for me, which ended up being true. But I do think I played it a little dangerously here.
Good idea, I think.
So notice that the hand axe got a pretty good chunk of crushing damage there. That 7 extra damage is just from the weight of the thing that was thrown and the distance that it fell from. That's also why the owlbear got knocked the way it did there. Some thrown weapons are heavy enough to give you that. Daggers are not, so that you'll sometimes see me throw a hand axe or a javelin when I'm up high, and the reason is I'm trying to get that crushing damage. That's a reason to, even if you're throwing daggers, to just keep some heavier weapons with you, because no matter what height you're at, a dagger will never deal crushing damage. This little cheeky offhanded crossbow shot at a water bottle to apply wet to the owlbear. I think it's a good little illustration of if you don't have anything else to do with your bonus action, might be a good idea to dual wield some crossbows. Even if you don't have hand crossbow proficiency, I do because of the rogue level. But even if you don't, you can still use that bonus action shot to break a potion or something, and that can absolutely be worth a bonus action, especially if you don't have any other good use for it. Missing on a 91% feels bad, man. On the other hand, 26 is a big chunk of damage, so that sort of made up for it. I was really impressed with the chromatic orb damage in this fight. The other ice mephit abilities less impressive here, but that chromatic orb really chunks when the target is wet. It's occurring to me, I don't have any memory of the owlbears ever hitting crushing damage off their flight in this fight. Maybe I just can't remember ever seeing that, but yeah, I can't think of any times that I've seen that happen. If you've ever fought them here and got hit with crushing damage, let me know in the comments. I've been thinking about crushing damage a lot lately because I was playing around with it on a druid. It's kind of nutty how much damage you can do with crushing and how easy it is to get it. I'm kind of surprised the owlbears don't just like smush people more. You can do just hundreds of damage that way. Maybe the AI is coded not to do it because it would just be so cheesy if turn 1 new owlbear comes up and just smashes you. But I don't know.
Time to push my luck again.
I don't have dual wielders, so the base damage of those offhand attacks is very low. Just did 1 there. But I get a little more with sneak attack, and then get a little more by applying Wyvern Toxin here. I find the toxins are kind of underrated. More people should try playing around with them. You may not know this, but a couple things. You can apply multiple instances of it, and then each one will trigger at the end of their turn. So if you hit them 3 times, you can, in theory, deal 3 stacks of it. And then also, each stack will get your damage riders, so it'll trigger Callous Glow, lightning charges, that sort of thing. And so it really adds up if you kind of plan around it. You should try using the toxin sometime. It's been kind of lucky how long the meat shields lasted here, so I have both mephits, both cultists. They've eaten a lot of attacks for me, so they're doing their job.
I wonder if this is worth the cost.
The Death Burst does more damage if you trigger it manually than if it gets triggered from their dying, which is why I do that here. Maybe should have just hit it with the claws or something, but I wanted to see if I could get some damage off that. I'm not sure if that was the best use of the mephit, though.
Need to find a way forward. So I was hoping to get a repeat of the hand axe there, where I got, full damage from the throw plus crushing damage. But not only did I not get crushing damage from throwing the cleaver, it didn't even get a thrown attack damage. It was just the damage you get from throwing any old item, the base 1d4. I don't know if you knew this, but if a weapon is not thrown, it won't deal its normal damage when you throw it. It'll just deal some base bludgeoning damage based on its weight. For some reason, cleavers have the hand axe weapon type, but they're not thrown, unlike normal hand axes, which I was not expecting. So, the Ice Mephit here, really the MVP, isn't he? Doing 38 damage crits and then 18 damage here. In retrospect, I probably should not have blown up his friend. Then I could have had 2 of them. Maybe I should. No, it is.
So a couple things here. First of all, you see how the Wyvern Toxin damage there, it got my lightning charges. So if you apply, multiple instances of Wyvern Toxin, you have lightning charges, you have Callous Glow Ring, or in Act 3 you have Rhapsody. You can really be adding a lot of bonus damage to those. It adds up quite fast. And then the other thing I wanted to point out was that unlucky crit. Look how low I got. I mean, the damage had been a little higher, or if the other one had crit, if I'd been really unlucky, that could have been run ending. In retrospect, maybe I was taking too much of a risk going into this fight when I did without crit immunity. But just goes to show how dangerous Act 1 can be. I've had a couple close calls with Benthara, with
I
this.
won't give in.
In a solo run, it's really Act 1 that you got to get through, and then it gets much smoother
Sometimes
after that.
the only way out is through.
Then obviously I'm gonna spare the baby owlbear here. I'm not a monster.
Swift as my feet can carry me.
And that's it for today's video. I know I said the Dwergar would be next, but a commenter asked me about the Owlbears, so I wanted to include this fight. But Dwergar will be next, and then we'll move on to Act 2. If you liked the video, it would be a big help to the channel to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you'll join me next time.